So, anybody have questions? So, this is kind of Christmas. Today is the solstice. It's the last day of Hanukkah, and there's a few more days, and we're going to be in Christmas. Hey, Regina. Hey, Mary. So I figured, Darcy, for all of you guys who've been with me for a while. Hey, Jeff, um, and all of you guys supporting me. Hey, Linda. I just thought I'm going to give you guys, MRS. Hey, Cecile. Hey, Sandra, a chance to ask a question. Doesn't have to be political, doesn't have to be about the world. Hey, Darcy, it can be about anything in your life, anything you want to know about. So ask away and I shall throw cards. Hey, everybody. And give you an answer. So this is kind of, we do this thing in my psychic class every year. We call it Secret Psychic Santa. Hey, Ruth Ann, where we just sort of use numbers. I have my husband assign numbers to everybody, and then we read each other. This year we read everybody. Hey, Ruth Ann. Um, so you have any questions? You can be about anything. You can ask about big things, little things. You can ask about how do you say the entropis utopia? Hello, how are you doing? So you can ask about anything. You can ask something personal. You can ask something political. You can ask about whatever you want. So, hey, happy holidays. What do you see for the next month for me? Okay, let's see. It's Cecile. All right. Thank you. You say, okay, I'm going to start with, I don't want to get ahead. I'll start with Cecile, then I'll go to Sean. Okay. All right, Cecile. Hmm. Okay. I got for you, the image I got was an open road, like a new beginning. Like you're kind of in this process of like I just saw you, though everything is sort of cleared away and you have this chance to sort of make a new start, a new beginning. Um, it felt like so I threw the cards and it looks like there's been some anxiety in the environment and there's a shift coming up. Um, and that you're working the work is it looks like so this is about this next month. So there is the star card reverse, which is in your place of advantage, which means you should really, your self-confidence is good, but it's also good to be humble in the situation and kind of just learn because you're in this kind of period, it looks like, where there's some changes, there's some clarity coming. Um, and it looks like there's a pattern that's been repeating that's going to come up again, but it looks like, you know, uh, a lot of work stuff is here, a lot of pentacles, and helping other people. So my image of you was just sort of this sort of like you skipping down the street and there's sort of an open road. So it felt like to me this is a chance to like reset things this in the next month and just go forward. There's no resistance really. And I feel like, you can kind of make your own way. I felt like this is kind of the theme of the year, that this year you have more control. And my feeling was that, if this makes sense, that it's up to you very much, how you respond to things and don't let other things bother you because as long as you stay focused, you can do anything. It's just like this year is kind of open and you can build a whole new beginning. So that's what I got for you, Cecile. And, people, there's some stuff, it looks like some anxiety, some issues with some people, but those things I feel like as long as you just kind of let them wash off over you, will be resolved and you'll be able to set and be in control again. So I don't know if that makes sense to you, but that's basically what I got for you. Okay, so let's go to Sean. I don't wanna spend too much time on everybody. I have a tendency to do that. Okay. Hey, Cecile, you're welcome. All right, so let's see. Sean was next. Sean has a question up in here. Okay, Sean. Oh, shoot. Every time I do this, it messes. Okay, Sean. All right, Sean. Okay. Sean Bridget Hall. Damn it. You gotta be kidding me. Okay. I really don't like when this happens. Okay, there we go. Thanks, Denise. My question is, what would you say is my best next step in my career in sculpture? Okay. Let me see it. Sometimes I feel like throwing cards kind of throws me off the boat. Uh, okay. Okay. Well, I'm getting an image of somebody beside you. So I feel like it's like a mentor. Um, and I see you working on this piece, and I see you having a show. So my feeling is that there's someone who is willing to sort of step up and mentor you. And if you accept this mentorship, if you accept this person's help, you'll a whole all kinds of things will open up for you, and that you'll have an opportunity to go to the next step in your career. I feel like this is a man, and I feel like he's maybe overly instructive sometimes, but I think if you just kind of listen and let this person help you, this will open up a whole new realm for you and open up doors. So you don't have to stay doing what this person says, but I feel like you need to take this advice and help and let this person help you. And once that happens, you'll get to the next level. And from there, like I said, you'll get to the next step in your career. Okay, that's what I got. Okay, Linda, personal question. What does my 2026 look like in income opportunities or finances? Safe grounds. Okay. Okay, Linda. Okay, so I get that things are kind of consistent until the spring. And then there's an opportunity that if you take it, so I say take this opportunity, because if you don't take this opportunity, feels like so I would prepare for the spring there to be a change. I'm getting like around May, April, May. If you if you're open to opportunity and you're putting yourself out there, something's going to come and you have to seize it, because if you don't seize it, I feel like you'll feel like you're stuck. So it's sort of like like there's a crossroads. If you seize this opportunity, um, I see you working hard. I see you kind of there's like a nose to the grindstone, kind of a lot. Maybe there's a whole learning curve associated with it, because I see there's a lot of time spent, but it feels like it gives you security, and it feels also like it has more opportunity. You may feel a little in the beginning, feels like it's kind of this feeling of like, oh, this is a lot. And I feel kind of like weighed down by all of this. However, if you don't take this, I feel like the road you're on, there's a there'll be if you don't go forward, it'll feel like you're going backwards. So you have to kind of go forward into this. And once you kind of get past the 6-month period, everything opens up and gets better. That's what I get for you, Linda. Okay. And so, yes, I feel like you'll be on a very secure path if you move forward, and you'll have to work for it, but it will definitely it'll get you into solid ground and allow you to even do better than you have before as you continue on that path. All right. I just retired. Oh, hey, congratulations, Rosa. That's awesome. All right, looking to see if my husband Ray's IVIG treatments will get him back on the golf course. Oh, thank you, then. IVIG treatments. Hmm. We'll get him back on the golf course. Let me just throw cards about that because I don't know what IVIG treatments. If I was talking to you, I would ask you, and then I would kind of feel into it more. But you know what? I don't even have to throw cards because I get the feeling that by March, April, I see him. I see him back on the golf course. Now, I do feel like it's maybe not to the same level that he was before. I feel like he's going to have to kind of slowly work into it, but I do see he's going to be able to enjoy the game again, and he's just going to have to go about it differently a little bit. Maybe not play as much, and maybe kind of pace himself in the beginning. But I do get that. I do see him playing again, and it looks like very. You know what? I also get the feeling somehow that he might go on a trip somewhere to play golf. Like he's going to go somewhere else to play it, maybe in the spring, maybe with an opportunity. And that's, I don't think it'll be easy on him at the beginning, but I do think he'll do it. So that's what I get about that. Okay. Any insight into my art career journey this year, Courtney? Yeah, I have insight into this. Okay. I feel like, Courtney, you're ready to kind of put yourself out there more. I feel like you've been holding yourself too tight. I get that. I think your work is at the place where you can start to really throw yourself out there and that you've got something really good and that you've been holding yourself back a little bit. And I feel like if you just start to show it, opportunities will come. I get the feeling though you're hard on yourself and there's a lot of trepidation around that. I feel like what you do is different and very unique, and you have to find the right kind of avenues for this work, um, the right people to support you. But once you find that, which I think if you start to put yourself out there and kind of find those places where your work fits in, this year will be kind of really sussing that out and finding those places. If you do your research and you start to get involved with groups, you'll find your people, but you have to come out of your shell. That's what I get about you, Courtney. Okay, and kind of push yourself a little bit. Okay, hi, Happy. Hi, Anna. Okay, Mary Ann. Hi, Denise. I manage an educational program for older adults. Will my program get consolidated with humanities portfolio? I hope it will, as I don't want to work with my current director. Okay. Will your educational program consolidated with humanities portfolio? I'll just throw cards on that because that'd be, I'll just ask a yes, no about that one. That's a, hmm, huh, okay. Uh, well, the cards say yes, it will. And I have this, I've got this image of this person sort of looking over you, and that it's I think it's the summertime, like June or something. It feels warm and summery. And you know what's weird is I feel like this person is gone, and I don't know if it's a consolidation of this. Frankly, I mean, the cards say yes, that your question is yes, but I'm not sure if it's that or if things get shuffled around in a different way and this person is gone, or if because I feel like it's a different environment, very different environment around that period, almost like a new position or a new job for you. It's like there's some kind of change. And I don't know if it's you going to a different place, but I don't think it is. I feel like this person's no longer involved. So if that's what's going to happen with that question, then yes. If not, if that's not how it would work, then maybe this person won't even be there anymore. So that's what I get about that. Okay. Um, happy holidays, Terry. Jennifer, thank you. Has been a loyal watcher. Oh, thanks. What does 2026 look for me? How can I make it amazing? Huh, that's a good question. All right, Jennifer. Huh. Hmm. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, I just wanted to see, yeah, if this is right. And I think it is probably right. Yeah, okay. This is okay, so I guess I should just say what I'd get. I got this sense of a man looming over you um and there's something constrictive about it, and that there's some kind of finally, like, it feels like this year it gets more intense. Um, and that once you're kind of free of this situation, the cards show that you're going to have a new relationship and there's a new person coming in, um, and a new relationship. Now, and that opens up kind of new opportunities, a new kind of whole new situation for you, that you're taking a leap. This is a big turning point here, I think. It feels like there's this person, and I don't know if this person's if you're in a relationship with this person or this person's like a boss, but it feels like there's definitely something kind of looming, like this person kind of is too big in your life. Like there's too much power that this person has, and that you need to kind of you need to separate yourself from that in some way, either by, choosing not to let this person get to you, or by, changing and adapting the relationship that you're in with this person into having a better communication and better, it just doesn't feel equal enough. It doesn't feel like it's balanced. And my sense of it is that I feel like there's like a wall that gets hit. And it feels like it's kind of, I'm a little worried because it feels like this person has too much power, and and I think you just need to kind of, I don't know what you decide, because it feels like there's like a point where this person is there's this big kind of, I wouldn't say this person's blowing up, but it just feels like control issues or like there's a feeling of being like too tied into this person, or this person is watching you too much, or like you feel like there's something not right about it. The dynamic is off. And I feel like at this point, you're going to come to this feeling of like, I have to change this aspect of my life. And so once you change that, things, your whole life kind of shifts. Now, I feel like I get this sense of like there's a period of transition. And then I feel like by the summer, you're happy and joyful and things, you're moving forward and things are so you're free and you're feeling so much better and you're happier and you're finally kind of on your path. But for some reason, this person is, I think, too dominating. And I don't know if that's, like I said, I don't want to be specific about whether it's some kind of dominating figure that needs to be kind of put in their place. And if I was talking to you, I'd probably dig into that more. But um, I just get the sense that this is an obstacle that needs to be cleared this year. And you'll decide how to do that. I feel like there's multiple ways you could go, but I do see that you will put it in its place. And then I see by the summer, June, July, that I see you kind of happy and on a new path. So, and that's the beginning, it feels like, of you really living your best life and you being able to do the things that you've always wanted to do. So you'll be able to make it amazing. Okay. Any particular challenges or concerns that I need to be aware of? I'm a Scorpio. Hey, Regina. Okay, let's see. Hmm. I keep smelling something, which is why I'm looking around, trying to see if something in. Okay. Hmm, I don't know what that means though. Is there any particular challenges? Okay. All right. So it looks like there's some changes in the cards, some changes. I keep smelling, and this is so weird. I'm just going to have to say because when this happens, it means something like the smell of diarrhea, which is really weird. But that's not necessarily, so I don't know if this is a literal thing. Like you might have some problems with if it might be some kind of, maybe you're about to get the flu. I don't know. Um, or it could be, because I know this sounds weird, but uh, poop and diarrhea and all that stuff means money actually in dreams. And so if I smell that, it could be that you have now diarrhea would maybe be careful not to spend too much money, not to output too much money. Don't lose control of your money, I guess. It does show you working and there's some changes coming that are positive in that regard. Um, and I also got like, and this is not in the cards, but yeah, I got for you too that there is like somebody who's sort of on the sidelines, who's difficult, and that you kind of have to kind of learn to sort of kind of detach from that person. Um, that this person is kind of just a troubled person, maybe an alcoholic or something like that. And it feels like to me, you're gonna have to learn to kind of put up your hand and just kind of push that person, kind of put them in perspective and kind of and try to just put up some boundaries. So that to me was the most troubling thing was this person. But they're not, you can find ways to sort of sequester them in your life and be happy. So I guess what I would say is the diarrhea smell, I think just you have money flowing through this year, but just be careful not to overspend it. I think that's what that meant, for you. Okay. Um, build this new business. Oh, shoot. Damn. Okay, Darcy, will I be able to successfully build this new business? No. Okay, Darcy. Well, I see a big yes. That's yes. So that's yes, but let me see if I can get any more details on that. Uh, huh. Well, I'm getting the chills. So I think you'll start to make money pretty soon into it. Like, I get there's a turning point. I think in March, maybe April. There's a turning point. Everything turns green. That's the word that comes, and the color green. So I think that means it's fresh, it's new, it's happening, and I see you being very busy with it by the end of the summer into the fall. So the I think even in the summer, it's building, building. So I do think you're gonna be successful with your new business. So there you go. Okay. And just keep going. You're closer than you think, I think, Darcy. I think you're closer than you think. All right. Let's see. Question, if you please. Anna, will I travel to Japan in 2026? Thank you. Okay. Hmm. You will travel to Japan, but I don't feel like it's going to be this year for some weird reason. I just got 2027, and that's just take it with, I mean, that doesn't mean you can't, but for some reason, I feel like you do it in the spring of 2027. I don't know why. That's what came to me. So I'm just going to say that. But I don't know why, but it feels further off than this year. And I think there may be a number of reasons for it, but you will go back. You will go there. You will go there, but I think it's going to be a little bit longer than, not too long, about a year, a little over a year from now. That's what I feel. Okay. Happy holidays to you too, Sean. Hi, Denise. Working for Social Security. Was planning to keep a job for years to come. Will the job still be there, Terry? Mm, Gosh, I immediately felt a headache. Ugh, headache on my left side. So it doesn't sound like, I don't feel like it's that much fun. Okay, let's see if you'll be able to keep it. S- I wish I could ask you a follow-up question of how long you plan to stay there, but I get a number and I don't know if that's the number you're thinking of staying there till, but okay, we will stay there for as long as you want, is what the question probably is, right? Terry, it doesn't feel very fun for some reason, like at a heavy energy there. Okay. Uh okay, you can stay there, but it looks like there's gonna be a lot of changes going on. Um and a lot of changes. That the tower card came up. Not it's not you, but there's some changes. And it feels like I feel like it's kind of getting like more and more tight, more and more closed in, and more difficult. But you can hang on as long as you want. I feel like the number 72, I just have to say that keeps coming. And so I feel like maybe that's at that point you might really want to reevaluate it. But I think if you can still manage to keep it as long as you want, but just feels like it becomes like heavier, over the next few years. And there's some changes going on, and that's part of it. Okay, that's what I got. Okay. Mr. and Ms. Martin. Hi, Denise. I retired from from the college this year. My psychic skills have been growing, and I am writing a children's book. These paths be successful for me to start my new career. Okay. Okay. Well, I just want to say, as I'm getting multiple. Okay, so here's the thing. I think the children's book is a lot of fun, and you should do it. Whether whatever, I feel like there's something really joyful about it, and it feels like to me you're going to have an opportunity to share it with people. I don't know if it's gonna go through the traditional route, but I feel like you can share it, like, it feels like you have, like, there's some community thing that you could use it for. I don't know if it's, like, you publish it and read it to kids in libraries or something, but it feels very joyful and, like, very positive, and I think you should finish that, and just put it out in the world because it feels like there's some kinda connection that comes through it. So, I know a little bit about children's books because I've there it's there's not a lot of money to be made in children's books, to be honest, but it feels like there's something else that happens if you go down that path that feels very positive, like an opening up and a joyfulness, a creativity, and connection with the community. So, I would say that I don't know if how that I don't know if it's directly the book, but it feels like the book opens a path, and it feels like that could open up a whole new world for you that will turn into something else, but it may not be what you expect. It feels like there's something really positive about it, so I would say that's really good, and in terms of the psychic thing, I think I don't know, I feel like the book and sharing it and kinda getting it out there and connecting with people is the for now, feels like the right thing to do because I feels like it connects you with your joy and with all these people that you're supposed to meet. So, I would say, for now, I would focus on that, and you can do the psychic thing too. I mean, just, put yourself out there and read for people, but there's something transformative about the other, and the other one feels like takes you out of it takes you into a whole new realm that feels very positive and like you're gonna have a lot of impact in terms of and I don't know, but I just think it's a very a positive path. All right. Uh, you're welcome. Hey, any advice for 2026? Amaris Quinlan. Okay. Amaris Quinlan. Hmm, that's interesting. God, I don't know what this means. Okay. I'm just gonna say what I'm seeing right now, and I don't know what it means, but maybe I'll figure it out as we go. I'm seeing a raccoon. I'm seeing like I don't and I feel like there's some kind of connection with the animals and furry things, and I don't know what the thing about the raccoon is. If that's some kind of symbol, I think if that's your spirit guide or what that is. Let's see. Huh. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Hmm, interesting. Okay. So, yeah, I got the feeling that there's so I got the so raccoons, I think, are, you know, symbolic of being able to sort of, you know, really use anything that comes their way and kind of, like, be very facile. Um, I think that's kind of maybe a symbol for you, and that you're able to kind of turn things into whatever you want if you just, and that you can kinda take something that seems like other people discard and turn it into something for yourself that's positive and use it. I got there's a like, a young man, and I don't know what that there's a young man that comes into your path. Um, I don't really know what his role is, but I feel like he sort of comes in, I got June just now, but I feel like it's sooner than that. So maybe you meet him sooner, but there's the connection really takes shape in June. And for some reason, he's key to opening up a new doorway for you, a new pathway forward. Um, it feels like there's a lot of like, confusion, a lot of different possibilities, and that you're not clear about exactly which direction you want to go, and that you're spending too much time thinking about all that stuff, and that you need to just kind of focus on one thing, focus on something that you really want instead of thinking of all the different things that it could be. Focus on the thing in your heart that you most care about, because I feel like the energy is scattered about and there's too many shiny objects, and you're too internalized, and you need to get out and kind of just throw yourself into something. And once you throw yourself into the thing, just follow the heart, follow your heart, because I feel like this is could be a turning point year, and I think this person might have something to do with you figuring it out, with you kind of being put on your right path. This person maybe shows you something that you didn't know and opens up a world of possibilities that you have been looking for. So I feel like that's the key thing about this person is they show you a whole new way that you haven't even thought about, but that is closer to who you really are. I feel like there's been I feel there's a lot of sadness, there's a lot of introversion, and that you've been sort of neglected in a way. And and I feel like you just need to anchor yourself and start just acting on things, anything that you feel interested in, and just see how it goes. Because I do feel like there's this very significant relationship coming, and and that will probably anchor you. That if that makes sense, because right now it feels like you've been feeling kind of rudderless, as of late. That's what I get about this year. So it's a reattaching yourself to yourself and finding your sense of what you want to do and your purpose. That starts really, I feel like in June. You might meet this person beforehand, but that's really when I feel like you get clarity. Okay. Hey, Denise. Hey, Erica. I'm just happy solstice to you too. Okay. I'm got about 20 minutes left. Is my husband's job secure during 2026? Erica Duna. Hmm. Okay. Okay, so I got a couple different things as I'm shuffling the cards. This is usually what happens to me. Okay, so May there is a change. And so I got that they're okay, so is his job secure? I felt like the word was no. That doesn't mean that he's not gonna have a job. So, uh, so whatever it is that he's doing now is gonna change. It doesn't mean he's gonna be out of work though, because I saw on the other side of this him working. So what I see is like there's a shift in May, and then he's working. So I don't know if that means the job he has now in the company or the place he works is going to be collapsed into something else, or if he gets a whole new thing in May. But I feel like there isn't a big period of, there isn't like a big, if this makes sense, there's like things change in May, but he's pretty much within a few weeks, he's sort of in this other situation. So it could just be that things are changing in his workplace, collapsing and moving people around and shifting, and he ends up. I think he's happy. I mean, I see him working and I see all this like uh, kind of intellectual work, and and I feel like it feels like he goes forward from that point. Now, so in May, when the change happens, you could tell him to like maybe put his feelers out before that, and that could be the shift I'm seeing because there's something is going on there. Like there is something going to end and change in the place he's at. So maybe if he's putting himself out there, this is another opportunity that opens up. That so I'm just saying there is a change in May, but he's going to land on his feet and be all right. That's what I get. Okay. Mary Thornberry. Hello everyone. A message for 2026. Thank you. Okay. Hmm. Well, for Mary, I get the sense that like things are very stable this year for you. Not a lot of change for you. I don't know if that's what you're seeking, but it feels pretty comfortable and pretty like consistent. And I see you with animals. And if you don't have them yet, that may be the only difference. I see you with pets, the two of them. Um, but it feels like everything is pretty even keel and like consistent and kind of like relatively easy, and you're in a flow. I don't want to say that maybe the only thing I would say is that you may be longing for something to change, but it feels very safe and comfortable and easy and happy for you personally. I feel like you're in kind of a flow and it's sort of a stable flow. So I get that. That's what I get for you. Mary. Okay. Anything I should look out for in 29, 26? I think you meant 2026. 'Cause I know you probably like me with the fat thumbs. Like, I always screw that. I always put weird when I try to text. Okay. I'm sure that's what you mean, Mara, because otherwise, I don't think that. I'm sure you meant 2026. Anything I should look out for in 2026? Hmm. Okay. This is weird. Okay. I get um I get a person actually, a man, a new person, who feels very kind of like uh now the word is spicy, like kind of like kind of fun, but also like maybe a little bit crazy, but not in a horrible way. Just like kind of like likes to travel, likes to do stuff, very active kind of dude. Um, I don't know if he's your friend or it feels like to me, so when you asked if there's something that you should look out for, that's what popped into my head was this person. He may be someone you already know because when I threw cards, it looks like so, uh, the there was a person that showed up here in the cards. Um, he's coming there's something in June. I get June, July, and there's some kind of turning point. So I think that if you don't know him already, which I'm not sure if you know him already or not, he feels kind of peacocky a little bit to me. Like he's kind of got a big personality, um, and kind of fun. And I don't really, but on the outside, but he's kind of a little bit of a bad boy or something. There's conflicting things I get about him. Then if you already know him, then I say then this is a warning about something happening in that period with him. If you don't know him, then be careful about meeting this guy because he's kind of I think he's interesting, but I feel like he can kind of pull you off your thing and he seems like he's a bit of a wild card. That's what I get about him. Okay. Will I be blessed with a few good friends who live close by in 2026? I get a yes. I get a yes immediately. I get a woman. I get two women actually. One is older and one is probably what one is clearly older, like an older lady. The other one is probably maybe in her 50s, uh maybe early 60s, but maybe looks younger. But I get the feeling these two women become a bit a support and I get the feeling that you probably already have met them, but that they become better and better friends throughout the year. And and you become closer friends with them. So I get that. Okay. Uh okay. I've got 13 more minutes. What do you see happening with Venezuela? Yes, wrote with Ann. I was thinking about that last night. And actually it came to me, I think by January will probably be something like that will happen. I feel like it's imminent. Okay. Hey James. James, I miss you too. Okay. Any health insights? Hmm. Hmm. Okay, so I get a lot of green, like around, like I get a lemony green, which is kind of weird. Um, Around the spleen is the word that came to mind. So, and then there's like green near the colon. Um, I get darkness. So I think that the main thing is not to isolate yourself and I know this is not health related, but it feels like if you're not careful, like the darkness around the head is sort of sadness or isolation. And I think, I would get all the normal things checked out, but I feel like, y- you know, like your prostate and your colon and things like that. But I feel like you're okay for the most part. I think you're going to be fine. I just feel like the main thing is the sadness and that for some reason, there's some sadness and that kind of clearing, going out for walks, kind of being out with in I mean, be careful, obviously there's a lot of flu going around, but just being outside and kind of walking and maybe enjoying nature. And I think you should get a dog. If you don't have a dog, you should get a dog, James, because I see you. That would be really good for you. Um, that's I feel like generally, we all have our health things, but I feel like you're I'm more worried about the sadness thing and the being. I don't know why. I don't know what that's all about, but maybe it's just been a recent occurrence where you felt kind of isolated or sad. But that's what I get is that that's the thing that you should kind of maybe do some meditation and walking and just being out in nature, have an animal, a companion, and kind of like, you know, give yourself some joy, I think is the thing. That's what I get. Okay. Um, Jennifer. Oh, shoot. Dang it. Ugh. No relationships. I'm not anyone. You're talking about boss job. You got a new administration late in 20. That must be it. Could be. Um, you're talking about boss job. Yeah. That okay. Yes. That's probably it. Okay. I don't remember what I said, honestly. So that's a good sign. If I don't remember what I said, then that means it was purely psychic. It'll make sense later because I'm doing a lot of future stuff here, and it may not make sense right now. So just file it away in your head. Any insights to watch out for 2026? I think I already did that one. Is there anything I should be aware? Oh, for God's sake, what stuff? Be aware of and or wary of in 2026? Sandra. Mm. The simple answer I got was no. There's really nothing for you personally that is like you have to really be trepidatious about or anything. Um, I get that there's some skepticism about someone that you're going to interact with, but it's nothing. So I get a no. I think you're fine. I think just I don't get any sense of like impending danger or anything like that. And it feels like for you, you're also on a trajectory, and there is someone that you're going to interact with. I think in February, um, who feels like I don't know about this guy. He's kind of weird, or I don't really like him, but I don't feel like he's dangerous or bad. It's just you just don't really click with this person, and you might have to deal with them a lot and kind of not be able to really connect with them. But that's not a big deal. It feels like everything is pretty stable. Other than that, okay. How's your ankle? Oh, it's getting better. It still hurts. Thank you, Anna. You're welcome. I'm Capricorn. We'll turn 65. Well, happy birthday, Sandra. I love Capricorns, by the way. My daughter's a Capricorn. I've had a lot of good friends who are Capricorns. Shannon, hi Denise. This would be a weird question, but I always wondered about something. I will use a song as an example, but it will be anything I heard a song about 20 years ago that just penetrated my soul so intensely that I can barely even describe it. Sorrow, joy, uneasiness, almost like deja vu, still affects me to this day, shivers up the spine every time. It's an indescribable feeling. What is going on? Maybe it's just simple, but it sure feels like more. I know others have felt this about other things. Thank you for sharing knowledge of this. You know what, Shannon, you're not the only person who, there's a woman in my psychic development class that gets all of her psychic information through songs. She hears a song, and that's kind of what is sort of her unconscious speaking to her. So I think for songs, because they're Neptune ruled and because they are sort of magical, they shift you out of this realm into another realm. The music developed as a way to kind of interact with the gods. We sang and danced and to get ourselves in trance-like states. And so I think for some people, that's their intuition and kind of how they're feeling is the song that comes into their head is sort of a message from their unconscious about how they're feeling or they're picking up on something. So I would pay attention to the songs that really move you, and also the songs that come to you for different things, because I think it's sort of the deeper part of you, the right brain part of you that's going, hey, here's what's really going on. It's broadcasting it through the song because you have a deep emotional connection with those things. So that's what I would say. What I think is probably going on with the song. Uneasy is almost like deja vu. And I don't know if you're talking about a specific song here or just songs in general. Um, Now a song like that, you're talking about like a deja vu feeling and shivers up your spine. I probably would wanna know what the song was, first of all, to get a sense of why that would be happening because, it could be a number of things, but, I would say that that's my first feeling is that it's probably some kind of psychic or intuitive hit that you're getting, and if it's a specific song, it may even be that you're connecting to the person who wrote the song or the people singing the song that you have some kind of connection with that, you know, is deep and spiritual, and that could be the other aspect of it. Okay. Uh, okay. Will I come into money soon? 'Cause that's a good question, right? This is gonna be my last one, I think, that it's almost noon. So I'm sorry if I missed you guys, but hopefully you have fun. And I just wanted to wish everyone a happy solstice and the end of Hanukkah and a happy Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And you'll see me again soon, like as soon as the new year starts. And I will be putting stuff out on Substack and probably I might do pop up things here and there on Substack. So keep an eye out for that. But okay, Constance, will I come into money soon? I don't know what soon is, but let's say in 2026 that you're going to come into money. And I'm going to let the cards answer this. I don't usually let the cards answer because I trust my own psychic thing more than I trust the cards. Okay, all right. And that's probably not a good thing, but that's just the way it is. Wow. It says yes. It does say yes. It says you've got the Wheel of Fortune, you've got the Death card in the center, you've got the Chariot, you've got a card of a woman and somebody from the past, a childhood. So this might be an inheritance. Um, it does look like you're coming into money soon. So that's an answer to your question. It's a yes. I might have for something simple, maybe one more. Oh, Albert. Okay. Do you see me getting pregnant and having another baby? Hmm. So, so I see that there is a little boy spirit that's connected to you that's probably what you're feeling. You know what? If you should come to my astrology class and we should look at I can help you figure out when a good fertility period is, but I feel like, you're going to have problems with getting pregnant, and keeping the pregnancy. So I think you're going to have to kind of work on that. I don't think it's going to be easy for some reason. But there is an actual child, like a spirit of a child, and I think if you're open to kind of figuring out the best way to get that person into your life, he will come. I think now, like I said, I've helped people with that issue through astrology, telling them kind of like when periods of fertility were when they were likely to get pregnant. And I feel like, for some reason, that there is some kind of an issue, that it may make it harder, but that you will eventually get this boy. So, that's my best case answer. So I think you're gonna have to work on it to get him here. But if you're diligent, he will show up. That's what I get. And I do see you having him eventually. But it may be through other means. It may not be through direct, like you're accidentally gonna get pregnant. It feels like it might be there is a possibility, I get the feeling, like, that could happen, but it's like it's like coming up in the late spring, early summer that it could spontaneously occur, but you have to really kind of capture that window. So I would kind of keep an eye on your cycle and stuff like that and try to be more focused in on it. And I think it's possible. So you have to work a little bit to get that to happen, is the feeling I get. All right, everybody. Thank you guys. Have a great, happy holiday season. And I hope you guys have a wonderful 2026. And I send lots of love. You guys are in my prayers every night. And I hope you guys have a fantastic holiday. Everybody have a great time. Don't think about anything. I just want to say, I know how it's been. It's been a very stressful year, and just enjoy this time with your people, and enjoy this time to just chillax and have fun, because we're in a little break and we might as well enjoy it, right? We got to take the rest while we can. All right, everybody, lots of love. Have a wonderful next couple weeks, and you'll see me soon. All right, take care. Bye-bye.